Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It is your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. I know we talked about this, but the creator wanted me to kind of elaborate on this a little bit more. Last summer, we did a segment about us no longer needing altars because the ancestors that are being called upon are coming back. Also, we had another conversation and we kind of went into detail as to why, in which we had discussed the frequency of the universe and the earth vibrating at a particular, height, if you will. And this has made room for our ancestors to come back, right? Before, and we kind of threw in the cycles in there and the significance of the time frame and the lessons and the journeys and all of that. But God said, y'all are calling in aliens. Like, because we are operating at such a high frequency as far as the universe is concerned, portals are not only open, they're active. They're consistently active to the point to where we don't even need to call on these ancestors, right? They're freely coming in. And then when we get to calling, we're calling on things that we're not necessarily aware of what we're calling, right? A lot of people feel like they know what they're doing. And I'm going to tell you, you don't. You assumed that you had figured out what the creator was allowing you to do. You assumed that you had figured out that you had all these gifts and all these powers. And you do have gifts and powers, but you're utilizing them the wrong way. And I think it's important for you to understand that you're not stronger than the creator. A lot of people like to test God. And I guess because this message is not coming directly from God, right? People might feel like, hey, what the hell does she know? Like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's not God. Who told her that she knew what the hell she was talking about? And that's fine. You don't ever have to agree with me, like, ever. But I'm telling you what I know to be true. And I know that the creator does not want us calling on frequencies that he has set out to be elsewhere, right? We had already gone over, these energies having to be assigned in other dimensions. And then when you start calling on them, you're messing up the vibration of the universe, because these spirits are not supposed to be coming here. The ancestors that are supposed to help you are going to help you without you having to ask. Okay? You can call in extra support. Okay? Extra ancestral support. But the ancestors that are assisting you are already here. You don't have to call on anything. And I think that is the misconception. People have this idea that, asking you shall receive. To be honest, some of this stuff you don't even have to ask for, because the creator already made it so, right? We had talked about the lineage and genes being backed up the line, and how the genetic material of your ancestors kind of dies down after the 7th generation, right? So you have ancestors all the way back up the line that can support you, right? That can literally do whatever it is that the creator has allowed them to do, whatever is within their energetic scope, right? Whatever God has written in You don't have to call on them. They're there. They're in you. They're a part of you, right? Your angels that are assigned to you are there. Your guides that are assigned to your people that are assigned to you, meaning the people that the Creator assigned to you, they have angels. Those people are your guides. Because if your purpose and your journey is connected to someone else, they have ancestors and angels as well. And those are the entities, the energies, the spirits that are your guide. You absolutely do not have to go out of your way to call on these entities and these energies, because that's what they are. They're entities at this point. Okay? And if you're not well versed in spirituality, if you don't have an extensive background in just practicing whatever it is that you practice, then you are going to have entities coming through these portals that are not supposed to be coming through here. And especially if you are sharp, if you are gifted, if you know how to manipulate certain things, then you're going to have entities coming through, and they're going to be able to collect vessels. Okay? I don't mean like get people and steal people. When I say collect vessels, I mean they're going to be able to find a body. Okay? They can manifest that much, especially if you put that much power into whatever it is, however you conjure, or if you're meditating, if you do a fast for it to come through, whatever it is that you do to get these frequencies to work for you, right? No matter the intent, good or bad, because a lot of people think, oh, I'm not doing it for bad, I'm doing it for good, it's for protection. It's the same thing, right? You can simply ask God for it. And I mean, I know everyone has their own cultures, their own life experiences, their own upbringings, and their own understanding of, what all of this is about. But in reality, none of this has anything to do with, can I, express myself? No, God gave us the power to express ourselves, but He also gave us a limit. This stuff has to have a limit on it, okay? And if you're not willing to cap it off and say, okay, it must stop here, this is where this must stop, I can't continue with this, the Creator will do it for you. And it's not going to be fun if the Creator has to step in and give you an ass whooping. Like sometimes we have to get these spiritual ass whoopings because we are, doing things that we know better than, right? And I'm saying all of us for that. I don't set up altars and, call on deities and entities, because I know that the Creator is stronger than all of that. If I'm going to call on anything, it's going to be God. Like, why do I need to call on an entity? And I mean, I guess this is where, the separation between God's people and people of the world and people that are of darkness starts to come in. This is where the distinction is made, because if you are truly a believer, if you truly love the Creator, if you truly understand that God is willing to do whatever you want, as long as you're on His side for good, like you have to be loyal to the Creator, you have to believe. I don't understand why you would be calling on anything but God. Like, I don't know. Everyone has their own ways of doing things. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that this dimension that we're in right now has gone through a lot of changes within the last few years. And if you're not privy to, what's been happening, then I'm going to assume that, you're either deciding to be low vibrational, or you really are deaf, dumb, and blind. Not or. You're deaf, dumb, and blind. Because nothing new is here under the sun. That's number one. And also, we have been going through all of these different awakenings, all of these different traumatic life events that we all have as a shared experience, our own personal experiences that helps build our character. Just many different things that you have gone through as a human being. You should already have an idea of what should and what should not be taking place, okay? If you still feel comfortable calling on deities and spirits and you don't even know exactly how effective this shit is, you're a part of the problem. You're a part of the reason why we can't propel into the definite frequency that we should be moving into as people on earth. People in other dimensions, people in other timelines even have already started to move. People that are from the future, they're waiting for us to pick up a certain pace so they can continue on. It's like, if they keep on going, they're going to be too far ahead, and then there'll be this big ass lapse in time, and that's not going to be good. So you have to consider, since we know all of this stuff is connected, you have to assume that if it's like a continuum, right? If time is a continuum and we are moving along this continuum, the people that are in the dimension on a different timeline as us, they're essentially waiting for us to do what we're supposed to do. But if we're not vibrating at the proper frequency, then how on earth do we get to decide what happens next or what should have already happened, if that makes sense? When people get to calling these different deities and these different spirits and energies, they're literally removing the frequency that we're currently in. And they're putting it in a portal that doesn't have a definitive location. Meaning, we don't know where this portal is coming, where the people that are using this portal are coming from, or where the portal even leads to. So, that's dangerous. You know, I mean, calling on your ancestors and you have this intention is fine, but if the creator is allowing those ancestors to come back, if we know that we're all being reincarnated, why do you feel the need to call on an ancestor that is already coming back? They may be your child, they may be your spouse, they may be your parent, they may be your sibling, they may be anything, right, to you. They could be your boss. And you could just have a really good, strong relationship with them. So if we know that we're being reincarnated, why are we still calling on ancestors that we know may not even be in the astral realm? Like, they may literally be already on their way back. They may be even born already, and they may just be somewhere else in space and time, and here you go killing them. Like, you might be accidentally ending your ancestors' life because you're calling them to come assist you in the spirit realm, and they've already made their way to this realm. And this is what God was saying about babies dying. This is what happens with the death of babies. A lot of babies die like that because not only do these spells that people put out backfire, but it's also a result of people calling on ancestors that have already reincarnated, and they've crossed over through the threshold of life here, and then people get to calling on them and they have to move because we're all vibrational beings, right? But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I do love y'all. I hope all is well. I hope y'all have been drinking y'all water, eating y'all fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. And I hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Alright. But I'm out of here. Alright. Love y'all. Peace.